Hello everyone and welcome to the Willow Witch Tarot channel. So we are doing an important message reading for you today. We'll be using oracle cards from this deck to help you determine which pile or piles have messages for you here today. And each pile will have its own tarot deck that we'll be reading from. So pile 1 coming out already, and 2, and I'm already seeing this for pile 3. So pile number 1, your card is Let Love Be Your Beacon. And pile 1, your tarot deck is the Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. Pile number 2, your card is Acceptance of Love. And your tarot deck, pile number 2, is the Divine Tarot, Tarot of the Divine. Pile number 3, your card is Culmination of Vision. And your tarot deck, pile number 3, is the Wildwood Tarot. Okay? I'm going to give you guys just a moment here to take a look at your cards. I'll readjust this focus. There we go. And I will see you shortly in your piles. Okay, pile 1, let's go ahead and get into your reading. So again, we are doing what important message needs to come through for you today. And you are drawn to this card, Let Love Be Your Beacon, as well as this Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. We also have the Light Seer's Tarot here just for clarification purposes as needed. So we're going to shuffle your deck here with your energy now that you're here watching specifically for your pile. Let's go ahead and just take a deep breath. Think about what would be beneficial and important for you to hear from your spirit guides, your spiritual team today. Let's just ask the universe and your guides here to give us. It's so interesting. I kept seeing the 10 of Cups on the bottom of this deck while I was shuffling earlier to just clear the energy and meditate in preparation for your pile. I kept getting glimpses of the beautiful 10 of Cups card, and here it is again, 10 of Cups in this deck, the Journey of the Sacred Bee. Let me just adjust the focus here to automatic so that we can get a nice close-up view of these cards as we go. There we go. So 10 of Cups, King of Cups, beautiful. Wow, Judgment, and the Moon. It's a big message coming through here for you, pile number 1. I am going to draw some clarifier cards as we go, but I think we'll start just with these tarot. So you were drawn, of course, to this bright, shining light card with a peacock and this forest figure with, bunnies and moths actually are being drawn to this light. So I do feel like there is a message here for you. One, there's extremely colorful energy coming through here, and with this message of Let Love Be Your Beacon, what keeps coming to mind and what I keep hearing from your guides is to let your true colors shine. Be able to, proud of, be willing to show your authentic, brilliant, bright self without apology. Don't be meek about it. And people are drawn to your specific, unique flavor, your specific, unique light, your way of being in the world. This figure is dressed completely in this bright orange color with, big, bright flowers in their hair and a long flowing dress or robe, all in one color. And, it's a bold statement, right? They're showing up in the world as authentically them. Like, this isn't them trying to conform or fit in with expectations or dimming themselves or kind of fading into the background. So that's a big message coming through for you guys here today that have been drawn to this pile, is a big encouragement and a big nod to, make that slightly more bold choice, or don't blend in, don't cut back or cut down on your own self-expression in order to please others, or, it might be a way that you were brought up to think that you needed to do certain things in order to be loved and accepted and for people to want to be around you. But it's quite the opposite. In fact, your uniqueness is what truly draws others to you and, draws the right kind of people and the right kind of attention. So a big message here too is that if there's an issue with, sorry, I don't know why this isn't clearing up for you. Let me just, there we go. So if this has been an issue for you where maybe you feel like you're not in the right job, or you're not sure if you are living an authentic life in whatever arena of life that is, or arenas, start showing your true colors. Start touching in with yourself, maybe doing some meditating, journaling, reflection exercises on, getting to know your own true preferences, allowing yourself to dress the way you like, interact with people that you like, say no, and put up boundaries so that you're not doing, or, of course, we all have certain responsibilities. We're not always going to be able to choose to only do what we like and not do what we don't. But this is more a message of, if you do have a tendency to people please, or if you aren't even maybe sure what it is that you would like to be doing with your time, and so you kind of go along with other people's directions and suggestions, this is a nod and encouragement to start, even if it's little baby steps, start to be more firm and develop your own schedule, your own calendar. Try things that you are interested in, invite other people along if you wish to, or if you want to do it alone, do it alone, But it's allowing yourself to assert your own way of being in the world in your own unique way, and not conforming just because it's there, because others, have certain expectations of you. But, we only live one life, right? And so live it the way you want to live it. And others, your people will find you, right? People will be drawn to your authentic light, and they'll be the right people for you, which may have been an issue all along for you, or you may be discovering that that is an issue for you, that perhaps the right people haven't been finding you. So with this 10 of Cups and King of Cups, Judgment and the Moon, there's a really big message coming through here about following this path and it leading to true love. Is really a huge message coming through here. That, another message I'm hearing is that when it comes to, okay, this is a serious message, right? But when it comes to the end of your life, how do you want to reflect back? Do you want to look back in judgment of your life and realize that you didn't follow your authentic path, Or do you want to look back and realize that you did the hard thing and, whatever point it is in your life that you kind of come to this message, come to this time, have this realization, whether it's right now or if this is just a reminder and you've already, kind of gone through this revelation, whenever you kind of have that aha moment of, really realizing that it's only you that can decide to live this authentically, think about how you want to view your life in retrospect, right? What do you not want to regret not doing or not going after or not allowing yourself to be, right? So that's one way to kind of frame it. And, with the moon, I do see that there may not be extreme clarity around how to live this authentically, and that's okay. That is the journey of life, is figuring that out step by step, and it can change and it can morph, and as you learn new things or have new experiences or even meet new people and fall in love, right? Or build a new community or have children, whatever it might be, those types of experiences and other people as well will change you, and that's still authentic, right? So allowing yourself to change as you have new experiences and as you form new relationships, allowing yourself to be changed by those relationships and by those experiences, that is extremely authentic, right? Rather than just saying, oh, well, this is how I decided, 4 years ago that this way of life was authentic to me, so I have to stick to this, with extreme like rigidity and hard boundaries for the rest of my life. Like, that's not how humans work, right? So that can, one way of life or one way of being can lose its authenticity over time. And so continuing to touch back in with yourself, figure out where your light is leading you now. That, yeah, I think that that's a big part of the message that's coming through for this pile. So pile 1, let's go ahead and just get some clarifiers, further clarifiers for, we'll actually do clarifiers for all 5 of your cards. So we'll clarify your oracle card as well. And we'll just see what we get from this beautiful Light Seers Tarot. Again, as I was shuffling this earlier, I did keep seeing that 10 of Cups card. Yes, I see some of the confusion here coming through. Ooh, actually, just going to shuffle that back in. Your cards are eager to talk to you. They're being a bit jumpy, which I love. Oh, beautiful. Okay, yeah. One more. Wow, okay. So, and then the bottom of your deck is 2 of Wands. You're definitely in a bit of a transitionary period here, and I can see that pretty clearly. You've got 2 5s coming out, the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. And 5s, of course, are always about change, about transition, often a self-directed change as well. So this isn't necessarily, I'm not seeing this being imposed. There's no Tower card here. This isn't being imposed from the outside. All of these cards that came out as your clarifiers are extremely internal, right? So these are often about internal processes that are going on. Sometimes the Hanged Man can allude to outer circumstances, but I'm definitely getting with the context here that this is about an internal process going on. And even your 2 of Wands here is very much a self-reflection sort of vibe, right? So there's this figure here sitting by a window looking out. There's a globe in front of them. They're clearly daydreaming a bit, making plans, and yet they haven't done anything, right? This is from within the safety of a building, perhaps their home or a library or something like that, or a school. And so they're just looking out in the world, but there's still everything that's happening, all the plans, all of the decisions, all of the changes are very internal. They're not being acted upon just yet. So I feel like that's the stage that you're at with some of these changes that are leading you towards your authenticity. And I do see you making this move, right? So we've got a progression here. We go from the Five of Cups, where you're kind of maybe realizing that what you currently have, or what you're currently doing, or how you are currently kind of being in the world, showing up, being present in the world, is leaving a little bit to be desired within yourself. You find yourself looking for something more, looking for something perhaps deeper, and I think you are and have been doing that soul searching, even if it's not been fully conscious, perhaps in your dreams or in your subconscious. There's been a lot of pondering, pensive reflection types of moments where you are realizing or coming, it's kind of raising up to your awareness, your conscious level, if it's not already, that something does need to change, whether it's a minor thing, right, or a big change, depending on kind of what aspect of your life this is pertaining to. It could be a big change, it could be just a new way of dressing, it could be a move, it could be a new relationship, it could be ending a relationship, right? Um, but this is all self-directed. So this isn't something that's going to happen to you out of the blue unexpectedly. This is something that you're already at the Five of Cups, right? So it's not a brand new thing. It's not like this Ace card coming through, or a Tower, or anything like that. It has the energy that this has already been occurring, even if it's been at a bit of a subconscious level, right? And then it's raising more into this very conscious level where you are making a conscious choice, and I see you being very diligent, being very careful and respectful of yourself and others in this. Yeah, it's interesting with this card having a couple of different creatures in here, like bits of creatures, right? A little bit of a snake, a little bit of a bat wing, this tail here, we don't know what it belongs to, maybe like a little lizard or something like that. This flow of water coming out of the door of one of these little bowls. I believe that they're singing bowls, but they're upside down. And then this figure here with their hands kind of to their mouth and their chin, trying to decide, trying to choose, which bowl is right for me. Do I choose more than one? Do I choose any of these at all? Or is there something else out there, right? And then in the next card, we see a bowl left behind as this figure walks off into the new horizon. So it's interesting. I'm getting a different interpretation from these two cards next to each other than I normally would from either of them alone. And so what's coming through strongly here is that actually a lot of the choices that are in front of you might feel limiting currently. And you may need to actually walk off into a new perspective, get some new experiences, meet some new people, try out some new things that might strike your fancy in a way that, perhaps you just haven't had those experiences before. You haven't met, the right person, if that's what this is about, or you just haven't even, you didn't even know that this opportunity was out there until you get this change, right? This change of scenery, or this new way of thinking. Maybe you do a volunteer project, whatever it might be. And suddenly, I think there's going to be a realization that flips your worlds upside down in some way, and allows you to see in a completely new light. And in some ways, I think that it may be a bit hard at first to realize that perhaps there are more changes that will need to be made, and there may be certain things that you'll need to leave behind. Perhaps you were going down a certain career path and now you're going to be changing that and doing something entirely different. You might be leaving a relationship behind, or it may just be a realization that you want to live or to present yourself in a certain way, and you are a bit sad for yourself that you didn't allow yourself to do that before. You didn't realize that you could do that before. And yet I see you moving out of this kind of slightly stuck place of, you will perhaps have some grief, but I see you moving out of it pretty quickly and realizing that the best thing is that you have the power to change this. You have the power to move forward in your life, right? You have tomorrow, you have today, you have your future, and you can make it whatever you want it to be. So there's definitely a huge message of hope and of promise coming through here. Let's get a couple more cards from your main tarot deck just to see a little glimpse into kind of next steps and what the future holds for our beautiful pile one. We've already gotten some really beautiful previews here, I feel like, with the Ten of Cups and the King of Cups, right? Like that feels really good. You're walking towards your King of Cups. You're walking towards what brings you that emotional fulfillment in a very emotionally mature way. And you're making choices, with the Seven of Cups clarifying the Ten of Cups. You are going to be making choices that bring you your Ten of Cups. So don't fear about that. That is very much a nod, a pat on the back to you coming through of, doing well, moving in a good direction. All right, let's see what we have here. Yeah, so that Nine of Swords, I feel like you're going to be leaving that behind. Seven of Cups, seduction. The Lovers, wow. You're definitely making this choice. Nine of Cups, happiness. That's beautiful. A wish come true. Wow. And there is no acknowledgement again here with this Five of Wands that it's not necessarily going to be an easy transition. I see that you guys are, you're getting a lot of nods from your spiritual team of being warriors here. Perhaps you come from a difficult background where there was a lot of strife and a lot of despair. You may have grown up that way. You may have come from a family history or what's the word I'm looking for? Like generational trauma is kind of what's coming through here as well. For some of you, that there may be a history behind you that has made it hard to believe that you could truly achieve happiness, that you could make the choices that you are realizing will lead to your true happiness and your true wish fulfillment. There may be some other people in your life who, because of their own trauma and their own difficult history, almost want to keep you down at that level of constantly living in drama, of despair and strife, of always having a difficult life. And a lot of it may be due to their own inability to kind of get past their self-imposed limitations. And a lot of it may just be that there's so much emotional residue and trauma from what they've been through that, it's just, it brings them down and it hurts them again and again all the time, right? And it's so important, and I see in you guys that you have that compassion and that ability to understand. And yet it's important to also give yourself permission to lead a happy life. Just because others that you care for and that perhaps you grew up with are leading a life that brings you suffering, if you kind of follow in their footsteps, you do not have to follow in their footsteps, right? You can break that cycle within your own life and for future generations as well, right? But it is a choice. It's very much a choice. It can be, The seduction card makes me think of like sometimes it can be seductive to go towards what we are familiar with, because sometimes that can feel comfortable, even if it's being comfortable living in pain, living in despair, living in strife, right? But you can make this choice. This Lover's card is traditionally the choice card. You can make this choice to fulfill your own wishes, to live in happiness, right? This is very much possible. It's what your guides are giving you a preview of, is this wish fulfilled. You have the 10 of Cups, the King of Cups, and the 9 of Cups. Really beautiful, happy, prosperous, emotionally stable, and fulfilling life ahead of you. All right, it's pile 1. I think that is all of the messages that I'm getting for you today. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I would love to hear any comments and feedback. And if you would like to see any future videos that I post come into your feed, please go ahead and press that little bell icon and subscribe. And just a reminder too that subscribing and liking these videos is one of the best ways to support YouTube readers here on YouTube that do these free tarot readings. So I appreciate all of those of you who have already supported, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you again in the next reading. Take care. Okay, pile 2, hello. Welcome to your reading today. So we are doing a reading about an important message that you guys need to come through today from your spirit guides, your spirit team. So I always like to shuffle with the energy of whoever is watching this pile very specifically, so that we do get your energy here in this reading for us today. And we're going to ask for an important message. Wow. So 10 of Cups actually came out in the last pile in this position as well. So definitely messages about love coming through pretty strongly. I won't give too many spoilers, but the last pile was a bit more about self-love. I feel like your pile, honestly, yeah, it's coming through a bit more of like a relationship style of love. 3 of Cups, yeah. Could be to do with friendship. We've got a 3 of Wands and a 3 of Cups here. But I'm also seeing this new inspiration coming through. I feel like maybe somebody's been trying to reach you, trying to get your attention, and that it might be almost like a light bulb that goes off. It's as if they finally come into your awareness, and all of a sudden you like realize that this person's been in front of you this entire time, whether it's the potential for an actual partnership, a true love relationship, or if it's even like a really good friend, a new friend coming into your life or coming back into your life, I'm getting as well. I'm getting a little bit of like a throat chakra kind of closing down a little bit at the moment. And so what that makes me wonder is if there's been some blocking of communication here in the past. Let's get a little bit of clarification. I've got a deck here specifically for clarification with the Light Seers Tarot. Definitely getting some of that throat chakra. Need for clearing. All right, let's get clarifiers for your tarot cards here. I'm not going to take all of those. Let's go ahead and just take one at a time, please. Spirit guides, Magician, beautiful. 5 of Swords, okay. Maybe some insecurities that we're blocking. 5 of Wands, and 9 of Pentacles, beautiful. And then bottom of the deck energy from this deck is the Knight of Wands. Definitely see someone wanting to come close to you with fast moving energy, but they may have been being held back by some of their own insecurities here. Or the other possibility that's coming through is that perhaps they've been trying to catch your attention, but it may be that your own insecurities have been getting in the way of realizing that this person, wants to be around you, has good intentions, wants to get to know you, and it's and that it's safe to open yourself up to that new connection, whether it's love or friendship. They've definitely been, I get the feeling that both of you have actually been manifesting this connection to come in. And if this is pertaining to an existing connection or a connection that's kind of coming back around or has been stagnant for a while, what I'm also seeing here, especially with, the double embrace here, right? We've got a couple embracing in this card and a couple embracing in this card. And then, clarified by the Magician, you both have been mutually manifesting this renewed or new closeness, right? So this coming together, this being seen, this growing a strong foundation, or reinvigorating, bringing something back to life, perhaps, right? Really almost shining a new light, seeing this relationship in a new light, seeing this person in a new light, seeing each other in a new light, again, whether it's old or new, right? So, there's a lot of symbolism of infinity in this card, so I definitely get the sense that this could be something that is coming back around. It also could be something that relates to past lives for you as well. So perhaps you've been together in past lives, maybe over and over again, right? Maybe in a love relationship each time, maybe in a friendship each time, maybe it goes back and forth, but you've definitely, with this person, whoever this pertains to for you uniquely, and everyone's situation will be a bit different, but with this person, there's this feeling of a repeating connection, lifetime after lifetime. And you may relate to that too with, I'm getting the sense that for some people coming to this pile, this is someone that just keeps popping up in their life, in your life. You keep seeing their name or running into them out at places, or, whatever it may be. Perhaps you dream of them. And I feel like whatever it is, it's reciprocal. So if you dream of them, they're dreaming of you, is the message coming through too. It may at times have been confusing as to how, why, perhaps if you didn't realize the significance of this person at first. I see this shadowy figure being like, hey, trying to get your attention back here, right? Like waving you down. And you're just very inwardly focused. And this, again, this could be mirrored energy. So this could be you back here trying to get someone's attention. They're just in their own thoughts and kind of oblivious. This is very symbolic of anxiety, kind of ruminating, just being kind of stuck in, maybe a past hurt or a current issue or challenge that's going on in your life, and that having blocked this energy from going forward. Because this Ace of Wands is that passionate new beginning card, right? And I can see that it's been perhaps delayed, but there will be a breakthrough, right? There will be a climbing of this ladder and ascending to new heights, reaching for that castle in the sky, reaching for that dream that I feel like the two of you actually really want to build together, and that I'm very much seeing a willingness in both of you to make this work, right? To get past any hesitation, any self-doubts, any fears, and to get to this celebration, this really fruitful, it's so the Nine of Pentacles often, especially in this, the energy that comes from this card particularly, it's a figure in their own garden. They've planted their seeds. They've been able to harvest them. They have this abundant self. It's like what's the word I'm looking for here? They're like stable on their own, right? And so perhaps that's a bit of the fear from one or both of you, is the fear of needing another person. And I don't see, I think this card is coming through to reassure you that this relationship will not be codependent, okay? That both of you have the desire to be healthy and fulfilled within yourselves, and to just literally come together, and it's like 1 + 1 = 3. Like this is the energy coming through, is this synergy where the two of you together, it's not you finding your other halves, right? Not you completing each other. It's the two of you being full and whole and happy within yourselves, and just making each other even happier. It's like that, icing on top sort of feeling, right? That magical sense of when the two of you are together, you can accomplish even greater things. You can build that castle in the sky together. You have the strength to overcome obstacles and challenges, and to be extremely creative while you do so, right? It's like life together is better than you could have even imagined. And this definitely could be pertaining to a friend group here. We've got multiple people in some of these cards, but we definitely also have this strong couple symbolism coming through. So, take it as it resonates for your situation particularly. But all right, pile 3, I think this is the complete message coming through for you today. Just want to point out that this 38 here on your anchoring card here, your acceptance of love card, does add up to an 11. So, kind of final message coming through is this could be talking about an 11-11 union, if that resonates with you particularly. If not, just disregard that message, but might just be a little nod for someone here. All right, so thank you again so much, pile 2, for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to support this channel and watch it grow, and like and comment if you feel so moved. Also really great ways of supporting this channel and this video, and I can't wait to see you again in another reading. All right, take care, pile 2. Hello, pile number 3. So you are watching this reading about an important message that needs to come through for you to help you today. And you are drawn to this culmination of vision card, number 35, which adds up to an 8. I think those numbers might be significant for some people watching here today. I'm just going to shuffle this deck a couple times with your energy here. Those of you watching this pile want to get an important message for you today. And this card already feels like something's finally happening. Like that's the energy coming through, is that something's finally getting off the ground, taking off, growing wings, able to be what it was always meant to be. Oh wow, yeah. Okay, with the Fool card, it's definitely a confirmation of that feeling of starting out on some new venture. Wow, Temperance. This is the Balance card in this deck. Oh my goodness. Number 2, Seer. So this is the High Priestess in most decks, but here we've got, the Fool, which is the Wanderer, Temperance, which is the Balance card here, and the High Priestess, which is the Seer. Okay. I'd like to get one more card for this top row here for you. This is already such a huge energy for you, pile number 3. Queen of Vessels. So this is the Queen of Cups. It's the Salmon card here. I really love the symbolism here with her leaping to new heights. So I feel like there's definitely, it feels like something is elevating like you are elevating in some pretty major way. You're getting maybe an opportunity, a door has finally opened that you've been hoping and wishing and waiting for. And it's going to lead to not only this greater sense of being able to almost bring, it feels like it's bringing multiple things together for you. Maybe allowing you to utilize multiple talents. It might be the coming together of people in your life that were meant to be there, that are finally coming in. But it does feel like perhaps you've even, it may even have a bit of sense of deja vu when you have this door open and start down this path. In some ways, I get this feeling that you are going to be really uncannily good at this. It's as if you were born for this role. It's as if you came to this earth with the knowledge and the talents and it's like these inherent gifts within you are going to be awakened, and you're just going to intuitively know the way. People, I think, might be a bit shocked at how quickly you adapt and take to this new way of living, whether it's in, career, whether it's in relationship, whether it's, whatever it might be. The learning a new language just popped into my head. Those are just very specific examples. So take this, apply it to your own life, what resonates with you. But let's go ahead and so I've got a deck here for clarification. I'm using this same deck, the Light Seer's Tarot, as clarification for all of the piles. I already shuffled it after last pile, but let's go ahead and just shuffle it a couple times here just to pull in your specific energy and what your specific message is here today. So we will clarify all 4 of your main tarot cards here. Getting this one here, this one, that one, and then actually, interesting, I'm getting all 3 cards for your last position here. 5 of Wands, the Emperor, 2 of Swords. Okay, so we'll get into that in just a moment. So, interesting, you've got 2 queens coming out here. So it does feel like you're coming into yourself. You're beginning through this journey. By going down this path, you're walking closer and closer and becoming more and more of it's as if you were born to be this queenly or kingly, or however resonates for you, almost this royal persona. It feels as if you're coming into this throne, this position of power, this place that you were born to be. And whether this has to do with another person or not, I feel as if the significance here is that all of this that's happening resonates with you. It feels right. It feels rooted. It feels true to yourself. You feel comfortable embodying this. Yeah, it's as if you are finally you. It's really an interesting energy coming through, right? And I can see that, this was born out of this feeling, this sense of apathy, of knowing that there was something better out there, right? This 4 of Cups, it feels like whatever you had, it honestly just wasn't quite enough. You knew that there was more that you could give. And so it feels like this cup coming into this picture here, it's being offered on this hand, right? And it's ironic because in the Ace of Cups, it feels as if this person has accepted this cup. But in this Four of Cups, you know, it's there, it's on offer, but they're not seeing it yet. So it does feel like you have to take this leap of faith. You have to take this step out your door, this step off that figurative cliff onto the rainbow bridge, right? Across these like mists of time and place, and come into, you know, you have to take that risk. You have to go into that new life. And this will lead to you, embodying this. It's as if this cup is everything, right? This cup holds this universe, your entire heart within it. And you've been seeking for it. You've known it's missing. And so when you find it, it brings you back into balance with who you've always been meant to be. You've always known this. You've always felt it. You've always known that you were seeking it within yourself, even if you hadn't taken this action yet to go forth here. So with this Five of Wands, Emperor, and Two of Wands, or Two of Swords card here coming out in kind of a bundle, coming into your power may bring up some challenges. It does feel like you may have to blind yourself to the chatter of the outside world, right? And yet there's this really strong sense here that regardless of any challenges, any difficulty, any obstacles that are put in your path, that will be put in your path, you inherently, intrinsically will know how to play the game. You'll come out on top. You have this very much spirit-given right inside you to step into this leadership position, to own your place in the world, to belong. And it's as if you're almost looking back at the impasse you used to be at, kind of what used to hold you back, and you're realizing that that has no power over you anymore. It's as if, I could just throw this card to the side because this is just a memory at this point when you reach this place. Let's get just a couple more cards here from your main tarot deck to see if there's any final messages, perhaps any advice from Spirit here on how to move this forward. If you're ready to take this step but not quite sure what that means, like what could you do or should you do next to move all of this forward? Page of Stones, that's the links. So this is the Page of Pentacles card in this deck. And the Green Woman, the Empress. So look at your power, This is a very strong message of healing your inner child and recognizing your own power, allowing yourself to be this powerful person. You have the power of creation within you. You can create your own life. You can decide what you want your life to be like, to look like, to feel like, to taste like, to sound like, right? Like this Lynx has an air of caution around them. The Green Woman does not, right? So you're moving from cautiously padding forward, trying not to make a sound, trying not to be noticed, trying to be stealthy, right? It's as if you feel like you aren't allowed to go after what you want in a showy way. You almost have to sneak attack it. The green woman, she's brash, she's bold, she goes for what she wants, she creates it. She has this cauldron that, all life comes from and all life returns to. She has all the power of, it's like she has every precious metal at her disposal. She has all the green and growing things. She is fertile, she's creative, her ideas and her imagination are endless, and she has the ability to choose what should come into creation and what shouldn't. And so embodying this, I'm seeing you like making a vision board and deciding what you want to manifest, to bring into reality within your own life, because you have that choice, you have that power, right? And yeah, it could be that there's a lot of challenges and hard work to get to where you want to end up, but I do see you going for it, right? So if you've been doubting that you have the willpower, that you have the endurance to overcome any boulders, any rocks, any obstacles set in your way, this water is like an extremely powerful force essentially flowing against you. But a salmon goes upstream, goes up waterfalls to get back to that place that is their birthright in order to bring new life into the world, And I feel like that's very symbolic of what you are capable of doing and that you will do. This very much feels like this, it's coded into your path. And of course, we all have free will, but I feel like this is what you also very much want, right? This Ace of Cups energy. This is something that brings you the most happiness and fulfillment and sense of rightness in your own world, right? So allow yourself to go after it. And I just want to call into attention here too that we do have the Emperor and the Empress coming out. And so this very much could be symbolic of a divine union also coming into play here, whether you're already in one and this is, really coming into your own with this person, really coming into the realization that you can make this relationship exactly what you both want to create together. You have this power, you have immense power together, and you can be bright and bold and go after it together and be proud of that and be a leader together to other couples, to show the way into that divine union and owning the power that comes with that. And this may be a preview too of finding that divine union if that's something that you know that you want and have been seeking or are going to be seeking. Okay. All right, pile number 3. I almost said pile number 1. I feel like there could be some messages in pile 1 for you too. There's some similarities for sure. But pile number 3, thank you so much for watching this reading today. I hope that it brought you some inspiration and a good, honestly, just feels like a reminder of your own power. So hopefully that came through for you today. And again, thank you for watching this reading. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified of future videos that I post. Comment if you'd like to share your thoughts. I always love to read all of your comments. So definitely feel free to comment on any video at any time. And I can't wait to see you again in a future reading, pile 3. All right, take care.